Okay, we have to start the preparation of English lecturer, which is to be taken by FPSC, and the post of English lecturer is also to be announced by SPSC as well. Uh, the first chapter that we are going to cover is Anglo-Saxons or Old English period. Anglo-Saxons. We also call it Old English. This period is 450 C, I don't know what they call it, from 450 CE to 100 and 1066. 450 CE to 1066. We'll start with the historical background. Historical background. This started with the settlements of Angles, Saxons and Jutes in Britain. Okay, this period, this Anglo-Saxons period, started when different tribes settled in Britain. These tribes were Angles, Saxons and Jutes. This is why this period is called Anglo-Saxons, because of these tribes. Okay, the society was mainly tribal and warrior based. Society, and the influence was of Christianity. Main influence. And this period of Anglo-Saxons ended with Norman conquest. That happened in 1066. Okay, the language and literary form in this period is called, the language is called Old English, and it was Germanic in origin, Germanic in origin. We have to remember that the literature produced in this particular period is oral literature, including folk stories, and the poetry of this particular period included alliteration, which means repetition. It does not necessarily mean that there was rhyming, but there was alliteration, repetition. Okay. There were also strong stress patterns. We have also heard about caesura. Caesura. It is a pause in the middle of the line. This is a very important question. It is asked in multiple tests as well. Some compound metaphors were also used, like cannings. Cannings, for example, uh, whale road for sea. In poetry, they used whale road term for sea. This is a type of metaphor, and it was used in Anglo-Saxons period. Okay. Major themes. Major themes included heroism, because we we discussed this, that the society was tribal and warrior based. So there was the theme of heroism, warrior code, fate, pagan, Christian values, and exile. Exile means when a person is thrown out of a city or a country in terms of punishment, in the form of punishment. Major genre. During Anglo-Saxons. The major genres were epic poetry. Epic poetry means long poetry. Epic poetry included heroic narratives, elegies. Elegies is a form of lamentation, sorrow over a loss. And religious poetry was also written in this particular period, religious poetry, and the major religion during this period was Christianity. Major example that we can cite in this regard is Beowulf. This is an anonymous heroic epic. It combines heroic, pagan, heroism plus Christian morals. Okay. Significance of this is significance of Beowulf is that it is the foundational text in English literature. Foundational in English literature. If we come to major writers during the Anglo-Saxons. Major writers during the Anglo-Saxons period. Major is Cademon. He is the earliest known English poet. We often mistake it that Cademon has written Beowulf, but Beowulf is anonymous heroic epic poem, which means that we do not know who wrote Beowulf. And Cademon himself is earliest known English poet. He is famous for Cademon him. Another very famous poet of this era is King Alfred. King Alfred the Great. King Alfred the Great, he was the patron of learning and translation. Okay, he was the one who promoted prose in writing. In this period, we can also include the Venerable Bede. The Venerable Bede. He wrote ecclesiastical history, and he wrote it in Latin, which was later on translated into English. This pretty much sums up Old English, Anglo-Saxons period, and it ended with the Norman conquest that happened in 1066. Further topics will be covered in the next video.